film on
Glyphosate.
glyphosate. I have
How
no
it's
idea what that
affecting our
is.
health.
She said she's an expert. I'm just going to listen. Good.
Not exactly an expert,
Good.
but
You want to say something? Alexis?
I've been doing a bit of my own research on glyphosate, which is a chemical manufactured by the company Monsanto, excuse me. It's used in Roundup, which is a product that's sprayed on all of our produce that is not certified as organic. It's a very dirty product. It has lasting effects on the environment. It's not good for anything that's living, basically.
In other words, they put in all the produce and we eat it.
Yeah, it's in your produce if you're not specifically seeking out organic or locally sourced, that's verified, with not being inundated with all those pesticides. I've just been doing a little bit of my own research today, and in the past month as well, they released an article about how, the honeybees, the population of them is dropping down drastically, and they're actually considered to be endangered now.
Wow.
They were put on that list, and honeybees are vital for our produce, for our survival, and for everything else's survival. The flowers, the fruit, the vegetables, everything literally is dependent on the pollination and their work that they do. But anyway, back to the point.
Good, Heather. Good, you're on.
So, you think you can avoid glyphosate by buying and shopping organic, but that is not the case. They are currently spraying like 5 billion tons a year of this stuff globally.
Wow.
It's in our air, it's in our water. I just read that they just tested random rain samples somewhere, and all of them had glyphosate in it. So, every insect, the algae, the bottom, the smallest bottom of the food chain are being wiped out and affected by glyphosate. And I just read like 1,400 new species just went on the endangered species list.
Wow.
It's just systemically
It
affecting
is,
everything.
Yes, air and water. It's in the vaccines too, our favorite subject, because we are feeding cows genetically modified corn, which cows are meant to graze on grass.
But they're being kept in small enclosures, and they can't have access to fresh grass.
Yes, they don't get access. And when you have genetically modified crops, you are spraying this stuff very heavily because the crop won't die itself because it's got the gene to save it. And then you're feeding the cows, and then people are eating this food. And then they're using the gelatin from the bovines to grow up the mumps part of the MMR vaccine. And this is why the MMR has the highest amounts of glyphosate in it. And moms across America are the ones that did this study. But it's virtually everywhere. Like you can't get away from it. It's in breast milk now of mothers. Where else is it? It's basically everywhere.
So what can be done about it? If it's everywhere, and what percentage of moms know? What percentage
Clean
of moms
water,
care?
drink clean water. I would still eat organic. The other unknown thing is that they are using glyphosate as a desiccant now for wheat crops. So farmers are getting two seasons of wheat in one season because they'll have the wheat grow and then they spray it as a desiccant so it dries out the wheat, and then 3 days later they harvest it. So all non-organic wheat products are loaded with glyphosate because they spray the crops directly to kill them right before harvesting and processing. So wheat, all the cereal grains are loaded with the stuff as well.
The thing is,
and that's something
you can only
people
do
are
that for
not
so
aware
long
of.
before there's no crops.
Yeah, no, I know. There are a bunch of farmers.
Right.
I'm hearing stories about farmers killing themselves now.
Wow.
They're not really getting into the reasons why, but I'm assuming because this stuff is it's destroying our soil.
Wow.
And if you're doing it year after year, like 7
It's
to 10
latent
years,
within the soil.
you're done.
It's further contaminated.
Yeah. And nothing's gonna grow there anymore.
Wow.
So these industrialized farmers that have been sold this fallacy that glyphosate is this life-changing chemical for farming, they're gonna get. I mean,
I think it was like
Decimated.
75,000 farmers in India
I
that killed
saw that,
themselves.
yeah.
75,000.
I have no
Maybe
idea.
more. Some crazy
So it's
number.
not. So it's also. I didn't realize it was going on
It's a
elsewhere.
global,
It's a
global
global. Yeah, because
epidemic
there's
where
so much.
Monsanto has reached out to other third world countries and offered them the exchange of their seeds.
They kicked them out.
And yeah,
They kicked
A lot of places are. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not allowed in Europe at all.
but they've given their product to third world countries and kind of ran experiments on them.
Of course. I mean,
Um,
they're the makers of Agent Orange too.
right.
They do nothing good.
I would just like to get back to the whole bee thing because I
Yeah.
kind of
Yes.
dropped off with
Yeah.
it before I could finish that kind of manic thought. But yeah, the bees are endangered largely because of Monsanto and the glyphosate damaging their internal digestion and like their flora, the gut flora that they have going on.
As well as human beings.
As well as human beings.
Good
So you
flora.
see it in a smaller scale with the bees, but Monsanto funded for the vaccination, a digestible vaccination for bees, to reverse the side effects and the diseases that they've created within the bees from glyphosate. So
So what does that mean? We have each bee vaccine?
yeah, there's
They are?
a team of Swedish scientists that have given honeybees an edible vaccine. I don't know that they've been released into the wild and beyond the labs yet, but that's something that's going to, you know, pollinate other flowers, and I don't know if that would be transferable to what we eat as well.
Yeah. I wonder what's in it.
I don't.
That's a big
I'm
question.
not familiar what's in the vaccine itself.
So,
but-
for humans, fulvic acid is supposed to be a great detoxer of glyphosate.
Wow.
And Dr. Zach Bush, he's in Virginia. He's like the headmaster. He has a supplement called Restore that is fulvic acid
Oh, yeah, I saw
that
that.
apparently detoxes glyphosate from our guts. But
Wow.
it accumulates. And the thing with the Roundup formulations is that they also contain chelators. So these crops are pulling up heavy metals from the soil, making the food even more toxic. Plus, formaldehyde is a byproduct, and there's N-nitroglyphosine is another really toxic carcinogenic product in the Roundup formulations. So it goes beyond the glyphosate. The entire formulation is all really just bad news and affecting
I
all
don't
of
have a
us.
chance then.
This is
Fulvic
this
acid
is the
clean
large
eating.
corporation
Yeah.
that's just taking over on, you know, and just spreading awareness. I think is what people can do. And
People have
as
to
you
get
stated
educated.
earlier, yeah, just educate yourself. But you know, eat locally, eat organic.
Yeah. Yep.
Be aware.
Yep. Add some fulvic
Conduct
acid
your own studies.
to your
and,
diet.
yeah.
The thing is, if you have folic acid,
Fulvic acid.
I eat mostly fruit.
Yeah. It's in
So I don't
greens.
know
It's
what-
plant based.
It's naturally occurring.
Yeah, it is naturally occurring
Right.
in plants.
Okay.
But most people that don't eat
Right.
a high raw diet are
Like-
seriously not going to have the benefit and should supplement.
I just do folic acid a lot. Not to
Okay.
continue the video, but
That's it from Earl's Way with Heather and Alexis. Stay tuned. Probably get a couple more videos before the day's over and share it. Anyone